What is up, guys? Overleveled podcast. And we got a couple topics to talk about. Not too much going on, but a couple of topics to talk about nonetheless. And some things to note is we got some God of War news, Forspoken news, and as well as $70 price tag has yet been reopened as in terms of a topic, but
damn, it's really dry out here.
And then Nvidia news leak for the 4000 series, which is actually pretty decent. But other than that, not much to talk. And also Bayonetta 3 MSRB rating, and I got lots of things to say about that. But nonetheless, let's get into what we've been playing as of recent. And I'll start off with been playing a little bit of Final Fantasy 10. I want to say this and preface saying that I did not care for 10, right? But I'm giving it a second chance like I did with Metal Gear Solid 2. So I've been playing that on my Steam Deck because the coding's actually like screwed up. You can't play it at 60 FPS. Try to find a patch or a mod for it to get it to 60 FPS. I don't think it's even possible. So I just said, I'm not playing this on my regular PC. I'm just going to play on the Steam Deck. So I've been doing that. And Final Fantasy 14, I've been farming some mounts. So I'm up to Stormblood now. Done all the Savage raid tiers of Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward. And all the mounts with A Realm Reborn and Heaven's Ward as well. And halfway through Stormblood for those mounts. So pretty excited about that nonetheless. And getting hyped for 6.2, which is going to be great. That's going to feature new story content, raids, and all that jazz. So 6.2 is going to be coming out late August. But overall, those are really the games I've been playing. And, I'll probably play Stray because it's kind of really dry, if we're going to be honest. And then next month we got Soul Hackers 2 and Spider-Man. For PC. So what about you, Alicia? What have you been playing?
Honestly, it's been like I'm in sort of like a lull. I think the past 2 or 3 games I've been playing, I just kind of just been dropping them and just feeling kind of shitty because I dropped them. So like I was playing FF7, the OG with the mods, and then so the 60 FPS mod, I was like, oh okay, this will like help the game a lot more, bro. There are parts of this game like. The mod is, I would recommend y'all to like hold off on this mod for a few months because there's still like some areas that the frame rate goes to like 10 or below. Bro, there's a big part stable in the game. It's not. There's like it's like you have to turn off the FPS counter for it to get better, but it's just annoying. But like there's a part where I'm not joking, bro. I felt like an Xbox gamer when the FPS dropped like 2 FPS. I felt like an Xbox One gamer. It dropped to 2 FPS. I literally could not move. It took me like 20 minutes to get through the scene. I was like, okay, I couldn't get through it. And that's why I had to turn it off and then go through that again. And I was like, okay, that might be end of it. And then it came again like 10 FPS. I was just like, yeah, fuck this. I can't like right now. I'll just drop it for now and come back to it later. It's really sad because I was having a lot of fun. I cannot wait for part 2. I'm just like going through all these areas and I'm like, damn, like it's gonna be insane what part 2 is gonna be like. So then I beat Elder Souls today actually. I didn't think I would beat the final boss today. I was like, it was kind of kicking my ass a little bit. But the game's really fun, really really fun boss rush. I think there's a free DLC out with like 3 new bosses also. But yeah, game's really good, and I think now I'm about to. I think because wait, when's the last time we did the podcast? Oh, sorry, I think I beat Kenna already. I think I mentioned last time, but I don't know what I'm playing next because I'm about to be busy for the next couple weeks, and I think I might play Death's Door next. That's what I have, but won't be for the next few weeks. And I just finished the Apex Battle Pass, so Apex is dropped until the next season, and it's overall been kind of quiet. Besides that, but I still have 18 games beaten this year. So
that's way more than me, man. I think I'm like almost at 10. I think I'm almost at 10. Just
a lot of old
like,
games.
Actually, mine is kind of like, if you consider like last year's games, like old games, then yeah, technically mine is that. I think like I said, like I think Japanese games are carrying this year, personally speaking, with the amount of games coming out, like Harvestella, Valkyrie Elysium, and what else? Soul Hackers 2 re-releases for P5, and what else is happening? There's a couple other ones like Live Alive or something like that.
Elden Ring.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I was talking about like the remainder of the year, right? And then you got Call of Duty, which I'm not paying for that.
That gonna be ass.
I think the campaign's gonna be really good.
Yeah, the campaign's gonna be good, but all y'all that like love the multiplayer, have roasted in glasses? Y'all about to like a dose of reality.
But I'm definitely not paying $70 for it. Like I'll be
absolutely not,
especially on PC. And I want to know how it fares on PC in terms of Steam. It's like honestly the like first release in a long time for Activision to put their game on Steam because they've been always using Battle Network, right?
I think BO4 was the first one on BattleNet. I think. Yeah, BO4 was the first because they were doing like
and then they stopped putting it on Steam, and I don't know what happened. I don't know what changed their mind, and they're like, all right, $70 on Steam, and I'm like, yo, why go to Steam and this is the first game you put and you're like $70? It's like I've been saying this, which I guess we'll talk a little bit about it because my stance will remain the same. Is I don't feel like the PC crowd will accept $70.
What's up, fellas?
Buying it.
They'll side to everyone else. They would just wait for their favorite game to be $70 and they'll bend over.
No, consoles I absolutely
they'll wait.
People will buy.
They will
because
wait
it's
if they want to.
Which we'll talk more in depth about. But I still have the same stance. But we'll go into it for a little bit just because it's re-brought up within people discussing it. But Teladia, what have you been playing?
I've been playing a variety of different games from Marvel Spider-Man Remastered, and I've been playing Uncharted. I almost finished Uncharted. I just can't get past one thing, and it's really annoyed me.
Which Uncharted?
To the point where Uncharted 1.
Okay.
I've just said, I'm just like, nah, there's no point in me even keeping trying, because every time when I try, I end up dying. And
which part is it?
It's the boat part where you're on the speedboat, you're avoiding the TNTs and people shoot.
Oh, on Uncharted 3?
No, 1.
Uncharted 1. Oh yeah, that part's kind of glitched. Like it could be like really difficult for no reason. What difficulty are you playing on? Normal?
Normal, easy.
Oh,
even on easy level. So difficult. I was just like, no. I'm like, nah, screw this. So I decided to forget about Uncharted and then decided.
I'm trying to remember. Is that near the end or is that like halfway through?
That's like chapter like 15, 16 or something.
Okay.
I remember that. It was like 14, I think.
You're going on this what's it called? Jet ski, right?
Yeah, jet ski up the river. I remember that.
Up the river, yeah. And the TNTs are throwing at you, and there's gunmen on the left and right. You have to shoot them, and I was just like, "Oh my fucking god, this is so difficult." It's every time I try and swerve, the ravine just to drag me back down.
Yeah.
So I just gave up on Uncharted. I'm just like, nah, bro. Instead, I just thought, instead of me, trying just to get past that, I might as well just install on Final Fantasy VII Remake, the PS5 version. So I'm doing that now, and in the meantime, what I've playing wise, it's just like playing Spider-Man Remaster. I'm halfway through it. I still hate fucking Screwball to this day. Worst villain of the game. And other than that, that's I also been playing Injustice. Just to get my fighting games in there, just ready for multiverses when that open beta does happen, either this week or next week. So hopefully fingers crossed on that. So that's all I've been doing.
Cool.
Yeah.
You already won, Red Hood?
Yeah. I was gonna say so. it's gonna be interesting for you to discuss Steam Deck because you finally got it, and technically my
Yes.
initial experience is actually probably different than yours, just because when I remember getting my Steam Deck, right, it was kind of buggy. The OS was kind of buggy. I think other people discussed that back when it launched, and then they added a lot more features. And I mean, they did take one feature away, which was causing some issues, which was the adaptive brightness or whatever, because it was affecting performance in games, which they'll reintroduce that. I don't know when, but and then having the fan curve or whatever, like they added that, and like I think the one main issue I had was being disconnected from Wi-Fi at points, but they fixed all that. So I feel like you have more of the smoother experience, but you may have similar issues with some of like the buttons. Like for me, like LB and RB, and the back paddles for me were like the big things. But other than that, it looks pretty good. So, what do you think overall?
I say it is amazing. But I'll say in general, I've been playing the Gears collection. I've been playing that, and then I went down and I'm trying to finish Tiny Tina. Went back to that, but yeah, I stopped everything when I got the Steam Deck and just like started fucking with that. I haven't played anything on my PC in a
Did you
while.
download any emulators so far? Or no.
Not yet. I'm probably gonna do that like tonight, or like see how to do it tonight,
Mm-hmm.
or you know.
Surprisingly, I
Uh,
could tell you like PS2 emulators. So playing like Persona 3 with the mod. Surprisingly, that battery is long for that game, for that emulator specifically, and the game. Granted, PS3 emulator drains that thing pretty fast. So I don't know if you'll probably try PS3 emulator or not, as well.
Yeah, PS3 would probably be very, very difficult, but I'm down to play that shit. I'm down to try it on that. But yeah, like this device is so fucking cool, man. Like, yeah, my experience software wise has been basically flawless. I had like one problem where it's like, I guess like the button, I press like the three dot menu button,
Mm-hmm.
and then like I tried to move with the joystick and it didn't move like immediately, and then it was like a second later and then it started moving. That was like the only problem I've had software wise with this device. It's been like they've updated the shit out of it apparently. So yeah, like you said, like they definitely, it's basically like a flawless experience software wise. Like, and I haven't messed with the desktop Linux side yet. I've just been playing it portable, but yeah, I downloaded let's see, how many games I downloaded? I downloaded like 10 games. I've tried out like maybe, oh, let me get out of this so I don't have audio. There we go.
I hear it. I see you.
Yeah, I see the desktop, the Steam
Oh, you see
deck
it? Yeah, I'm
logo
on now.
for your profile
on the-
too.
Yeah, I haven't. I switched it to the Steam Deck shit. But let me see. Yeah, like I downloaded a handful of games. Actually 10 games. I haven't tried most of them. I tried Doom. That runs pretty well, to be honest. I started from the beginning, like as a new save. I probably can do chapter select and like get more,
Yeah.
have more shit happen. But in first impressions on Doom, it runs very well, 60 FPS. I put it at like, I don't know. I didn't put it. I don't want to have it all on running on max settings, so I have it like on like ultra or high settings at the native res, and it runs pretty well. And then like, you could put like dynamic res. I'll say the only thing I have to get used to in terms of buttons is like the buttons on the back.
Yeah, the back.
Like
panels.
when I first started, to like I was pressing them on accident, but like thankfully, the games I've been playing with them, they don't really have them uh put on anything. Well, besides tails, but yeah, like so that's like the only thing I've had to get used to. The size is, it is comically long, but
Dude, you could
it
definitely
feels
beat
so
somebody up
comfortable.
with that thing.
Yeah, you could definitely like, you know, possibly murder someone with this shit.
Knock out some
But
Xbox fanboys.
Oh my god. Maybe.
Yeah,
yeah,
Knock
but
out
this
some
shit is.
PC rejects.
Why would you do that?
Because they're annoying.
Oh man. But yeah, like this device is so cool. It's mad long. I compared it to the Switch. The Switch is, the Switch feels, it doesn't feel as good to hold because it doesn't have any the back. It has a white girl back. That shit is just
Okay.
flat. It's just
Dude,
Okay.
a lot
the
of people
handles
want
the handles on the deck feel so so much more comfortable.
people want to say the Switch feels more premium, and I don't feel like that's the case.
Nah, I don't agree with that.
No, the
No.
Switch always was like a cheap
Yeah,
cheap device.
that's
Nintendo
what people
has never
say.
made a
I was just like,
Nintendo
what?
has never made a nice console outside of the revision. The OLED Switch is more sturdy. Like the kickstand is actually a good kickstand. Like the
Yeah.
kickstand for the regular Switch is garbage.
Oh,
That shit is flimsy garbage.
It's horrible.
And like, like the problems with the actual whole device warping and shit because of the heat, like the
Oof, yeah.
the Switch is literally that's not a well-made product. That's not a well-made product.
Well, the problem is,
that
like,
shit is terrible.
They never really found the solution correctly for like the intake fan and like the out, like it, like circulating correctly, right? And I feel like Valve definitely found a way. Can it get hot? Yes, but it's not to the degree where, like, they know how to like output it basically, and have like the fan curve with certain like output in terms of like power, like games that require a lot of power. Then the fan will kick up a notch. You'll hear it, but with certain games you won't hear the fan at all that don't like require a lot of power.
Yeah, today I was playing. I didn't feel like wearing headphones because, I was using IEMs when I first was using it, but yeah, I wanted to test out the speakers, and yeah, like I was playing Tails, and like I was trying it at 60 FPS, and I could barely hear the fans. Like the fans are very quiet.
Right.
I was hearing people saying like the fans were like really bad and like high pitched, but like they've definitely fixed that since. Because I don't even really know, I don't notice the fans, and the speakers are really good on this device as well.
Oh yeah, like if you compare it to the
speakers
Switch,
are
I feel
pretty good.
like the Switch's speakers, I don't want to say feel muffled, but their output is not that loud.
It's not output. It doesn't sound as full. Any?
Yeah.
Yeah, like the speakers they sound full. I mean, obviously they're not gonna be the most amazing thing, but they're definitely good. They're definitely good. Like, like people say like the Apple laptop speakers are really good. Like this is like that. Like for a handheld device, this is A tier speakers.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up another question because you've been playing around with it, because I feel like the Steam Deck is definitely selling well. It's always charting on, Valve, for their software in terms of like, the Steam store. Sells very well. It's always like in the top 3 or whatever, like every month or something like that.
Yeah.
I definitely could see them making a sequel to it. But my thing is, because I always have a discussion with people what they want within the sequel. Like, of course, I've always said better bumpers, as well as the back paddles, as well as better battery, right? But the thing is, people argue, should it have 120 hertz? Should it have a 1080p screen? OLED? And I always say, like, for me, I'm just like, better battery life, sure. I don't know about 120 hertz, because the battery needs to be huge to the point where
it
needs that, as well as on top of that is 1080p.
They would need some Apple Silicon type of efficiency in order to get 120 hertz and have good battery. You'd need Apple level silicon.
Yeah.
And I don't know if AMD is up to that task.
Yeah, so that's why I would be fine with 60 hertz, 1080p screen, better battery, and that, I don't know about an OLED. Like, Like if they put an OLED,
No,
sure.
OLED. They could definitely do. They could definitely do like an OLED, or they could definitely do a like. I would say upgrades. So I did notice that in some games, like I was playing Doom, I wish I could scale the the text. The text is small.
Oh yeah,
but
that's
that's
an
because
issue.
of the game.
Yeah.
But also like 720p resolution, I do notice it. Well, 800, well, 1280 by 800, but 16 by 10. But most games, like even with I put it as 800, and it still does black bars top bottom for like tails. So yeah, I'm not sure why that's the case, but yeah, like yeah, definitely like I do notice the resolution still. So 1080p would be a welcome upgrade, obviously. Better battery life, so they would definitely have to put a definitely a bigger battery with that resolution upgrade. But OLED would help it, because OLED obviously turn off some of the pixels, the black pixels or whatnot. So that would help it in battery. Like, and then it's like, would you want better performance? Like, how much better performance are you like? It's like, I feel like if they're gonna make a sequel, maybe in like maybe 3 or 4 years, 3 or 4, not 2, maybe more like 3 or 4, like a more like the OG console generation where it was like 3 or 4 to maybe to 5. But yeah, that's the only thing I could really think of. I don't really have a problem with the bumpers. It's just like I just have to get used to them. I use it in Tails for like jump, but that's about it. But yeah, like the analog sticks feel great. The D-pad feels great. But I haven't used really the touch pads much, but they feel decent. The buttons, the X, Y, A, B feel great. Yeah, it's just it just feels very solid, sturdy, and overall good. And performance is pretty good. I mean, Tales of Arise, I have had dips. It doesn't Tales of Arise doesn't really have a lot of settings, so I can't really turn much of anything down. But I mean, I've tried 60, and then like I go to like the open world area, and it's like more like in the 40s, the 50s, but mostly in combat, it'll be like 50 to 60 mostly. Yeah, Doom, like I said, Doom is in the beginning area is mostly 60. I tried Vanquish. Vanquish is 60. I suck at it. On because not using mouse and keyboard, and just using a controller for Doom and Vanquish is fucking kind of rough. But it definitely runs well. And I also tried the Sonic All-Star Racing Transform. That shit runs. That game, it's kind of weird because some areas run like weird. Like you'll have like one map that has like a area that will drop it to like 45 FPS, but then like other tracks where it's just solid 60. But yeah, that's another game that doesn't really have much settings, but it looks and mostly runs really well. But yeah, I just honestly, and also I'm gonna probably play and beat Persona 4 Golden on this shit.
Yep.
And I'm probably gonna beat Tales of Rise on it, because like I don't know, like I wanted to get back into Tales, but it's like playing it on the desktop, I was like, it's cool. It's definitely nice.
I need you to say it, Bless. What do you think will be the definitive handheld version of Persona 5 Royal?
I mean, the Steam Deck, bro.
That's what I like to hear.
I mean, Bless won't play.
I mean,
anyways, so don't worry about it.
yeah, I don't know. Maybe I won't. I don't know. But I mean, it coming to Switch. That shit's not even gonna be. It's not even gonna be 60. It's
It
gonna
definitely won't be, bro.
It's not even gonna be 60, bro. This shit is PS3 hardware. It's gonna be like 30, bro. So it's like, nah. And like the idea. I just love the idea of the Steam Deck. Like, it is what the next Switch should be, but it won't be.
Exactly. That's what I've been saying.
It's literally it feels like a proper. It is like the perfect combination between a console and a PC, because it's like it's such a great like experience where it's like there's like I said, software wise, there's like no bugs. It's a very seamless experience. Like the settings menu, I've used the performance toggles and where I can see my like performance, and like I've changed the refresh rate multiple times, and like the FPS. It's just like it's a very cohesive experience. And it's a handle. It feels like it feels definitely just like what the Switch should be. It feels like what the next Switch should be. But Nintendo are not going to do that because obviously they don't care about settings menu. They're going to keep it dumbed down. They're just not going to do that. So it's like, yeah, I'm the next Nintendo console, that shit won't even exist in my mind.
Yeah, I don't think
That shit's not gonna exist.
a lot of people, like, I always say this is a hot take, and people are like, dude, that's not a hot take at all. Was just like, I
No.
don't feel like Switch 2 will come like in terms of like the same specs as Steam Deck. It's just gonna be underpowered compared to the Steam Deck.
Yeah, and just raw flexibility is not even gonna be anywhere near. It's like honestly, I was thinking originally like, oh, somebody shouldn't start on a Steam Deck in terms of PC gaming, but honestly, I'm actually on that wave. Like, this is a great way to start into PC gaming. To be
Yeah.
honest with you,
Like it makes it like to the point where
it
it gets you into the
it's a-
ecosystem.
yeah.
It makes you buy the games to see the sales, and then you're like, dude, having these types of performances and doing all these like different graphic configurations to get a certain frame rate that I want. Dude, maybe I should just build myself a gaming PC on top of that while having this on the side, even though this was my main thing. Like, I definitely think that that's also what Valve wants to do, because technically they, from what I've heard, in terms of like the rumors and reports and all that, is that they are like, selling this at a loss. And
oh, absolutely, they're definitely.
but the thing is, they make up for it through the game sales and people being in their ecosystem.
And that's why the market is gonna be heavily in their favor for a while because of this, because they just have the capacity to fall back on, oh, we're selling software with it, and that's where other companies, they just can't do that. Like Aya, they literally just can't. They can't sell it at a loss like that because they're not making it up on any type of backend. They don't have software. They don't have a storefront.
Yep.
So, but hopefully those companies, because the next Aya sounds like it's gonna be really good. Like, it sounds like it's gonna be really good. I don't know what the pricing is gonna look like. It's probably gonna be north of like $800, but it's supposed to have like an OLED screen. It's supposed to have RDNA 3 graphics or something like that. So, yeah, this is gonna be a very interesting ecosystem, and I think it's definitely gonna stay around for a while.
Oh yeah, I definitely think this is having a good success, but they definitely will make more products based on the Steam Deck. Like, I don't know if they'll call it Steam Deck 2 or whatnot, or I don't know what Valve will do in terms of like modeling it or anything like that and selling it. But also if they're going to, at one point after they fulfill their obligations within the reservations, if they'll put this on. But my thing is, why even do that? Why put it on like Target or Walmart or Amazon? Because you make up all the money through your own storefront. So
no, yeah, it's not a requirement. Like they would have to pay for store shelves space. It's like they don't need to do that, because word of mouth of the Steam Deck, it's the fact that Valve made a hardware product and it's reviewed well. That in alone is the word of mouth is just all across the industry. Sure. They don't need to put it on. They don't need to put it on store shelves. Would it help for the average consumer? Yeah, possibly, but they wouldn't know what it is, and they wouldn't understand it. It's a different ecosystem. It's not like, oh, these are for Switch games. This is PC. So, I mean, they wouldn't understand it like the average person walking into a GameStop or something, or a Best Buy. But that's why the word of mouth within the community is what would honestly catapult it. So,
So, overall, great, and like I said, this is always my go-to machine when it comes to dude. My Switch, like I've been saying, I haven't touched that, and I don't even know. I'll be honest, I don't even know when the last time I touched that. I don't think it'll be anytime soon. Maybe never again.
I think I haven't touched my Switch in like 2 years now. No, not 2 years. It's been like a year and a half. The last game I beat on it was Luigi's Mansion 3.
Mm-hmm.
That was the last game.
Damn.
It's been a minute, but yeah, everything else I've been playing on PC with the Switch emulation shit. So
makes sense.
and now once I get the chance, I'm definitely gonna download Yuzu and Ryujinx on this shit. Definitely play the fucking Switch games on here too.
Yeah. And I
one device
remember
for
the
all.
devs are saying of what is it, Yuzu, that they're trying to also make the software more compatible with Steam Deck as well. So like there's gonna be like more of a performance gain with the Steam Deck, because like right now certain games don't perform well within the emulation on Steam Deck when it comes to Yuzu, but they're trying to rectify that. Is what I heard. So hopefully they can do that. So yeah, let's get into the topics real quick, because there's not like a lot of topics to talk about. I guess we can quickly talk NVIDIA 4000 series getting more leaks, and supposedly the 4080 is supposed to be 16 gigs of VRAM with GDDR6X, and then of course I believe the 4090 will be 24 gigabytes, and the 4090 will have a TI version, but it won't come up, that launch window that they're planning. But overall, in terms of performance and all that, looks like it's going to be pretty good, but we got to see in terms of, benching and all that jazz. But overall, looking pretty good.
16 gigs sounds pretty nice.
Yeah, I think having at 10 was kind of weird for the 3080, but whatever.
Yeah, it was a weird number.
So
I remember when it was rumored for a 20,
Mm.
and then that like never came out, and it was like, oh, it's 12. I was like, okay.
Yeah, and then everyone waited, like all those people, like, I'm gonna get a 3080. I'm gonna wait for the TI with the double VRAM. Y'all losers who bought it day one, and then what happened? They got fucked. It felt really good.
Just get fucked, bro.
It felt really good.
Yeah, the TI was only like I said, what, 2 extra gigs of VRAM?
Fucking losers.
Something like that.
Yeah, the TI is 12 gigs.
Yeah, it's 12.
Only
Pathetic.
2 extra. That's weird. But like I said,
they waited a
yeah.
year and a half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I
And
said,
then
dude,
pricing was fucked.
I'm definitely getting
Yeah.
probably the 4080. I already got somebody lined up for my 3080, so I'm hoping they're selling it at $800, but I wouldn't be shocked if it's $1,000 for the 4080.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna definitely look into NVIDIA to see about an upgrade, but I may go AMD if these power draws are that crazy on this the 40 series, because I'm not. I don't feel like, honestly, I feel like I'm too lazy to switch out my power supply.
See,
I've
me,
already
I
switched
still
out
got
my
that.
power
I
supply
still got
for
that
the other-
1,000-watt power supply, so I'm good. Is what? Yeah, technically I'm good. So,
Yeah, I'm too lazy.
Yeah, that's that for NVIDIA.
Oh,
Ubisoft. Wait, what'd you say, boss?
no, I was gonna say, if anyone is still waiting to buy a graphics card, just buy it now. If you don't have anything, just buy it now, please God, because they're at
Don't wait till
You think it's gonna go
they-
up to the price, like for
they
like
are
regular
at
stuff?
MSRP.
They're fire
No.
sales right now.
No,
Like, low-key.
well, I mean, not necessarily. I don't think they're necessarily gonna go up in price. I think that they're gonna stop like selling them. Like they're
Oh,
gonna
that's
stop
true, yeah, yeah.
production on them, and they're just gonna be gone. And then when when by 40 series comes out, that's why they're lowering the prices so much. It's like they're trying to get rid of all this inventory.
Yeah, inventory. That's true. You're right.
So it's like once 40 series comes out, like people are like, oh, I can't wait. I was waiting 30 series, but the prices never went down, so I'm gonna go to 40 series. And then you're not gonna get a card then either, because they're just gonna be out of stock. So buy a card now when everything is in stock. Find the best 3080 deal that you can get. I've seen it as low as like 7, or I've seen as low as MSRP. So well, yeah, I've seen actually as low as MSRP, from the Best Buy one. But I've also seen like the other brands that are like the MSRP for their specific AIB card, so like 800 or 810. I've seen that. So it's like, and on top of like the 3070, I've seen it MSRP, but also AIBs are currently around like 600, which is $100 above MSRP, but it's still good
You
price,
get easily
decent
you can
pricing
get
enough.
you
Hmm?
can get an RTX. You can get an RTX 3080 UDR6 for £500 easily.
Yeah, so
3080.
I think he's saying like what, $600,
Yeah.
$700. I don't know what the pounds to US dollars is, but I think it's around 600, right? 700
About
US dollars.
it's about 550. I would say $550.
Yeah, that's good. That sounds like that sounds like lower than America. Shit. So, yeah,
Yeah.
it like, and then
In the
I
UK, it's really low. So
yeah, I saw Jay's 2 cents put out a video about it. It's like, bro, please buy a card now. Stop fucking waiting. You're just gonna fuck yourself over. It happens in every launch. Oh, I'm gonna wait for the next series, and then you're not able to buy it. He's like, please, just buy it now. And then people in the comments, like the top comments, are like, oh, I'm gonna wait. No, this is not a deal. These cards are just getting down to MSRP now. I'm still gonna wait. It's like, oh my fucking god, bro. You do realize they're like, oh, we should start a boycott. Oh, no one buys 30 or 40 series.
No, dude, boycotts don't work for that, bro.
It's like, bro, that's not gonna work. They're gonna keep selling. Like you're boycotting for them to lower the price under MSRP. They're gonna be fucking gone by then, because the 40 series are gonna be out, and all the stock is gonna be gone, because the people that had a brain already bought all the 30 series stock. What are you fucking doing?
Yeah, that's bad.
Those people are stupid. But
yeah.
So
But like, compare here's my thing, right? If I was you guys, get a Steam Deck. Save you the hassle of waiting for 3080.
Well,
I mean,
if you're in the queue and you have
if you're in the queue,
because if you weren't in the queue,
that's just not coming till next year.
You want to do it, you're kind of fucked still. But
Yeah,
if you were just like, let me reserve mine now, you probably ain't getting that till next year.
Yeah.
No, but regardless, at least then you're getting a handheld, right? Compared to a desktop. When you get a graphics card, there's no guarantees you're gonna get it, right? If you wait, there's no guarantee.
I definitely feel though, to be fair though, for the 4000 series, it's not gonna be as bad as the 3000 series in terms of style. Well, just because of a multitude of things, right? Because of
the miners
the miners, the chip shortage is not as bad, so it's. I think it will be an easier time to get it compared to the 3000 series launch.
How much does the power supply unit take for 30 series?
It's like 750. If you're going like 3080, 750 is the recommended or requirement, and then 850 is recommended.
Yeah.
And I think the 40 is going to go up 100 watts for each card. So the 4080 might be 420, and then the 3090 might be 450. So that's going to be like recommended is going to be 1000 recommended.
Because the way I see it, it's like I'm probably going to get a...
What?
You cut out.
That's what I'm doing. I said that I'm going to get a 3080 again. I might get a 3080 soon.
Wait, which one do you have now currently?
1050 Ti.
Oh.
Yeah, his.
I mean, that'd definitely be a bigger upgrade. Bro.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what's your power supply?
That's like 6 times the performance.
Wait. What's your power supply?
Yeah, it's PS2 to PS5, bro.
Yeah.
That's holy.
My power supply unit is like
Because you definitely need that, like what Bless was saying, at 750 or 850.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, my power supply unit is uh what does it say? Power supply unit is 700 watts.
Oof.
700. Wait, what's your CPU too?
My CPU is processor is the AMD Ryzen 5
Which one? 56, 36,
3600.
36.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's 65 watts.
That should be
Max.
fine.
I mean, yeah, it should be fine. Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
also
I mean,
you're not
maybe
playing.
the trans.
Like, does it make a difference about resolution in terms of for him, because Talai is probably playing 1080p.
Yeah,
I mean,
saying that.
Probably best to cap the frame rate.
Yeah,
to
of course.
even,
That.
to just to even more so not worry about
It's-
over power draw.
Yeah, that's why I wouldn't do like I wouldn't overcap it or anything.
No, I would
I'll
just
not-
keep it at like what 60
Yeah, 60
FPS.
Yeah, something. Yeah.
I mean, you'll have always
You're-
a lock 60 at 1080p. So
You're gonna he's gonna just have a ray tracing on max settings at 1080p.
Because I have
That shit would be crazy.
right now, right? When I play my PlayStation 5, I do notice the difference compared to my PC games. I'm just like, bruh.
Yeah, I know for a fact, like, I know a 2080 Ti is 4 times the performance of a 1060, and I know a 3080 is 30% faster.
Yep.
And the 1050 Ti is lower than a 1060, so it's gonna be like 5 times, 6 times the performance. It's gonna be
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah, because I've only got 1050 Ti at the moment, and I'm just like debating. Like, obviously, I need to save up again, because I've just bought PS5, and so I need to save up again to get a new graphics.
yeah, you'll definitely be able to play a lot of games on Steam too. So
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those big boy games, so like Spider-Man Remaster on PC.
also, Spider-Man, yeah, that comes out like literally a month,
A month.
and I'm gonna try that on the Steam Deck. No lie, see how it is.
I know.
Ooh.
I knew you would.
Oh,
I
yes.
knew you would. Yeah.
Of
Are you gonna
course.
try on Steam Deck, Less Red?
Yeah, why not?
Okay.
It'll be
'Cause
interesting.
then I think what is it? 2 months later or something? It's gonna be on Miles Morales will come out.
Well, no one know. It's supposed to come out fall.
They said
so,
fall.
So no, it could be October. It could be in November. So I doubt it be in September.
No, it won't be in
No,
September.
Last of Us comes out in September.
No, I'm saying for the I feel like PC release doesn't matter, but I don't think that's the reason why. I think they want to get more breathing room for Spider-Man Remaster, and just put it in October or November.
I think it would make sense for a November release, if I'm honest.
Mm-hmm.
Just to compete, with some of the
Starfield?
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe.
that doesn't come out in November. Sorry.
I would say Starfield. I would say more along the
Bruh.
lines of Hogwarts Legacy, maybe.
I don't think Hogwarts is coming out this year, and we'll talk about the reasons why. I just don't think it is.
Okay.
Also,
but,
I don't think a remastered Spider-Man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
I mean,
Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean?
They got God of War in November. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to put anything else in November to compete with anything.
But why would Miles Morales Remaster compete with it if it's on PC?
No, because Claudio's like, it took something to compete with some of the other titles in November. I'm just like, they don't need to have anything else because they already have God of War.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
Well, let's go to Ubisoft real quick. Just want to scratch them off. They kind of re-revealed Skull and Bones. Didn't even show any gameplay, if I recall. It was just a CGI trailer, and it's supposed to be coming out November 8th. And it's kind of a big oof, and I don't think the game's going to sell well. And they have their Ubisoft Forward event, which I think is, I forgot. I think it might be in September. I don't care.
Yeah, I think it is September.
I got something to say about Ubisoft because I'm really pissed off at them.
Pissed off, bro? Why are you pissed off? You shouldn't be playing their games at all.
No, it's like so they got rid of a lot of things off Steam.
Oh no, I got topics to talk about that. But no, I was saying, like, what do you think of their Forward event and, Skull and Bones?
their Ford event for Skull and Bones was bad.
Well,
timing.
no, I mean, Skull and Bones, like they
wonder-
showed the
yeah.
CGI trailer. And their Ford event's supposed to be, Alicia can,
Well,
I wonder if it'll
say.
do better than Watch Dogs Legion.
I don't know. I think the game's not gonna do well.
I don't think the
Because-
game will do
yeah.
well because
That game is coming out to fucking die, bro.
Definitely
It comes
is.
out a day before God of War or a day after. Like, bruh, that shit, they sending that shit out.
Bro,
fucking die.
Ubisoft's to get bought in like 2 years, like max.
Dude,
I mean,
the
they already
game
said
was
they're open for
through
sale.
development hell.
Yeah, it was. It's
It's a
so long
yikes.
ago.
But let's talk about their Ford event, right? Because that's supposed to come out with September, I think. I could be wrong.
yeah.
Which rumor is the rumor, or not really a rumor? The assumption is, Sony's gonna have their showcase on September. Just because like the same thing happened last year.
Yeah.
The only games we could see is yet again Skull and Bones, which no one's gonna care about. We're gonna probably see the Avatar game.
Prince of Persia.
Prince of Persia remake, bro. It's delayed indefinitely, bro. I don't think we're
that
seeing
shit
that.
is vaporware, bro. That shit,
That ain't happening at all.
Said a
Bro.
word
Why are you
about that shit.
lying?
That shit
And that's what the event is
vaporware.
for. It's about that moving forward. Moving forward with the Prince of Persia game.
Yeah, go on. What were you gonna say?
What else are they? Maybe Just Dance and the Assassin's Creed Online game.
Oh dear, bro, who like
Assassin's
Wait,
isn't it supposed to be
Creed
called?
online game?
Yeah, isn't it
Yeah.
supposed to be called Assassin's Creed Infinity or something? Or
Yeah,
Infinity, I
yeah,
think.
something like that. The last game that was called Infinite did not do so well.
Oh
I
my
wonder.
No,
shit!
no, it did
No, but there's
not.
also that Splinter Cell game as well.
I don't think there's a Splinter Cell
No, they're
coming
not
up,
making
bro.
Splinter Cell. They're not making Splinter Cell. aren't they?
Dude, that's never happening, bro.
Yeah,
Let's. Dude, honestly, do we want Ubisoft to make a Splinter Cell game after all the games that
I don't
they've
want them
been
to make
making?
any games.
They're just looking a way to. You don't want them to make any games. They're just looking for a way to fuck it up. Honestly, honestly, that's the only reason that it hasn't came back is because they're trying to figure out a way to monetize Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
That's literally
exactly.
the only
Yeah.
reason that it hasn't came back yet, and it's
Yeah.
just fucking stupid. Like, look at how they monetize Ghost Recon.
Yeah.
Like, that's what they're trying to do that with all their
Tom
games.
Clancy.
Yeah.
Clancy, Division. What else was there? Rainbow Six Siege as well.
Yeah, all their games, even fucking Far Cry, Assassin's Creed, they're fucking finding ways to monetize all their games. But Splinter Cell, they're like, we're still thinking about it.
Dude, I
Let's
remember
just
when
put
the
in a-
console
put a-
fanboys
put
were
a
like,
for it.
this company should buy Ubisoft. This company, honestly, if I was a company, I would never want to buy Ubisoft,
If I
ever.
was, no, I wouldn't have put my time.
Like I'd be like, yo, these developers. I don't want to say they're not good, because that's messed up to say, but their games have not been hitting, and I feel like their games will not continue to hit for a long time, and I feel like that they
They're
were
just
really
great value,
good
bro.
back when it was the PS2 generation as well as PS3, and I feel like then they started to fall off right after PS3.
Yeah, like they fell off precipitously, bro. Like ever since PS3, it's just what's happened to Ubisoft, honestly. Like their last hurrahs from PS3 gen was like Rayman Legends and Origins. Like that was like those are like their last like amazing like games that I would consider amazing. Like those platforms are really good, and it was like
Siege?
we haven't seen Siege. Honestly, the thing about Siege though, like I love Siege, but it has its problems some as fuck, bro. Like
But you got
honestly,
how many hours do you have in that game though?
I have over 2,000.
Okay, then there you go.
I don't know, but it's still problemsome as fuck. I haven't gone back. I've been saying, oh, I'm gonna go back, and I haven't gone back yet. So
Yeah.
like the thing about Siege, it's like it is literally the most buggy game that I've ever played in my life, hands
You know what-
down.
But
I
you know
played
what-
What was
Fallout.
it, Biomutant?
I've played. No,
That's not
no,
even a
Biomutant
Ubisoft.
doesn't have.
That's
No,
not a
Biomutant
Ubisoft.
doesn't have fucking. Yeah, that's not. That's
no, you
EA.
said you said it's the most buggy game you ever played.
I mean,
Yeah, it's the most buggy game. Yeah, Biomutant's not buggy. It just wasn't fun or good.
Oh,
But like, yeah, like Siege. I played what? Fallout. I played both Fallouts. I played like nothing compares to Siege. The thing about Siege is like, there's a bug. If you could think of it, there's a bug for it. Like literally,
funny.
they like every time a patch comes out, that they'll have like a patch that fixes bugs, and then they'll reintroduce bugs that were in the game 6 months ago, or they'll break something new. Like there's new bugs in that game that I've never like. There's always bugs. It's the most buggy game ever. Like
No, no, but
fucking
it's much
ever.
worse than
But
that. It's much worse than that. I'd say too many players hacking the game as well.
I mean,
and also there's a hacking problem, and like they
well, they don't know
just
how to
aren't
address
good at,
stuff
they're
like
not
that,
good
to
at
be fair.
addressing it. They're not good at addressing it. They could definitely switch out the anti cheat and like move
Yeah.
it more to something like Valorant.
Yeah.
To where it's
Kernel-based?
kernel based, but
Yeah.
they don't want to. They just want to keep using Valkyrie or Battle Eye and whatever. Like, and also like Siege, it kind of lost its identity since like year 1, 2 to 3. Like, there's a lot there, but like people still play it, but it's definitely dwindled in terms of its player base. It was definitely higher back in like year 4 or 5, year 3. Like, so yeah,
Yeah.
it's a great
I
it's a really good game, but like
Yeah, but Ubisoft has
Yeah.
done themselves over now, so I don't think I don't think there's a coming back from Ubisoft whatsoever.
like their games are just like great value games, man. Like they're
Yeah.
just like all their like their devs be working, like they have like 12 of their dev teams working on Assassin's Creed.
Single
and then
game,
they'll
bro. You
break-
could tell. You could feel it
and
too. I feel.
and then and then they'll branch off and do their other game that they want to do, and it's gonna feel like the same as Assassin's Creed because they all work on Assassin's Creed. It's like, oh, Immortal Phoenix Rising feels like Assassin's Creed. But the thing I will say though, actually no, that is one game that was actually a great game that they made. But I mean, it's still like Assassin's Creed type feeling, but like Breath of the Wild open world type shit. But I don't know.
Yeah.
Ubisoft,
So-
they just kind of overall just fucking suck
All right.
at this point.
Agreed. So let's go to the Sony InZone. I don't really got much to say. They are like, okay, I got to make the distinction because a lot of people feel like, oh, this is PlayStation getting into the PC market. It's like PlayStation is getting into the PC market with their games. I agree with that 100%. But this is Sony in their like what do
It's
you
a
want to say,
different division.
hardware division, like in terms of
Yeah,
like
it's the hard of it. Yeah.
so that they're creating these products. Granted, do they look kind of similar in terms of this, color scheme and all that to PlayStation's? Yes, I truly believe that. But this is definitely a different division, and they're definitely trying to go into that market. I don't think the products were bad. Headset, yet again, like, it's whatever. It's not really high end. I would say it's like probably medium in terms of gaming. Like, I know they're trying to make it seem like high end. It's not. Like, there's a lot of like high-end headsets in general, as well as gaming headsets, but that's a different discussion because high-end gaming headsets are two different things as well. I definitely feel like it's a medium gaming headset. When it comes to, I guess there are two different models for monitors, or maybe there was three. I don't recall. I think it might have been
There's
two.
two.
Okay.
There's two. They don't see 1440p.
Yeah. So, I mean, you ain't wrong with that.
Literally.
you're not wrong with that. But like overall, like it's cool. Like I don't think it's like a bad entry point. They're high end. The one that they're saying is high end. I definitely felt like they missed an opportunity for going like just crazy with their high end monitor in terms of, oh shoot, we have QD OLED, we have like better HDR, stuff like that. I don't think it's a bad entry, like for them to go back into this market. I think it's a solid entry overall, but I don't think it's like I said, the best of the best. Hopefully, maybe with their next like models or whatever, that they go in when they say high end, go in like crazy with QD OLED and all that jazz.
Yeah. Yeah, so I'll say I agree with that in terms of the monitor. Like the monitor, I'll say it's in a good spot. It's in a good spot. And I found it kind of funny because like Samsung also released a monitor, like a really high end one.
Yeah.
It's called the Neo G8. That launched at $1,500,
Mm-hmm.
and then like once the reviews for the Sony one came out at 900, they like for some reason instantly slashed the Neo G8 to 1100, and it was under the G7, which came out at like 1200. I was like, what the fuck? They cut off $400 instantly? What the hell was that? It was like a flash sale. It was like mad random. Like it was a new monitor. I told Kid Smooth, it's like, cause Kid Smooth bought it. It was like, yo, you should have just waited a week. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like they just cut off $400 off it. But
Maybe they,
I
in
think
their
that
mind,
was
were
funny.
thinking it's somewhat competition. I mean, I that's what I would assume if they're trying to slash the price like that.
The thing is, it's like it's in a different price bracket in like
Yeah, exactly.
competition tier. Like that the Neo G8 is much better.
Yeah.
Like it has way more. It has like 1,500 dimming zones, or like I think it's like I think it's like 1,200 dimming zones. So it's like it versus 96 on the Sony monitor. So it's nowhere near the same, and it's
Yeah.
mini LED. So it's like I don't know. Samsung just was kind of shook. It went back up in price a bit, but it's I don't think it's still not MSRP anymore. So
Mhm.
I mean that's a good thing, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were kind of shook. That Sony monitor is good though. $900 for some local dimming. It's it's like I would say it's basic HDR. It's like it's not premium HDR. It's like the bare minimum. Cause like if you go like lower to like edge-lit panels like with 8 dimming zones, that shit's just trash. It's worthless. You're better off just playing in standard definition or standard dynamic range. But yeah, so I would say it's like definitely good for that price because there's no monitor under 1,000 other than that monitor that has local dimming zones. So or full array local dimming zones. So that's the only one. The 1080p one is yet to be seen though. No reviews on it as far as I can see. The headsets, yeah, the only thing that separates the headsets are the features. Like literally, the drivers and the headsets, they're the same. They're the same drivers, and they have the same microphones too. Which is fucking hilarious. It goes back to my saying like gaming or gaming headsets, they focus more on features more than anything. Like they focus first on features, and they focus on like compatibility or whatnot, and then like sound is all the way down the totem pole. Like it's funny because like the $100 headset, the Sony headset, because it's wired, the microphone sounds better than the H9, but they have the same microphone. It's just that it's wired and it sounds better. It's funny. But like yeah, the only reason that Sony headset would be a cool purchase to someone would be because of active noise canceling. I heard that it's decent for that headset. Uh, and also I guess the ability to play two different sources of audio at the same time, like mix audio. Say like, oh, if you're playing music from your Bluetooth phone and you want to be on Discord on your phone or on your PC, and you're using it through Bluetooth and you're playing a PlayStation game uh, on your PlayStation. So those are good features. But yeah, I suggest if you actually care about audio, don't do that. Don't buy a gaming headset. Just go for gaming headphones, because for $300 you could definitely get a good pair of gaming headphones, regular headphones, and just get like a standalone mic, and it'll sound much better. Like if you go for like the Harmonic Dyne Zeus, which is a little bit over 300, it's like 350. Harmonic Dyne Zeus will shit the bed versus it'll make those H9s sound like you're listening to a tin can. So,
Mhm.
For
but yeah.
me, it's like for me personally, as a streamer, content creator, whatnot, right? I need something similar, but from what Red Hood is saying, the wired version is the one to go for, right?
Yeah.
And
If you're gonna go for any of them, I would suggest wired.
yeah, I'm only
'Cause-
going. I would only go for wired anyway because the one I have, it's completely different to like I've had these headsets for about a year, maybe two at the most. Um, I'm debating on getting a new headset, really. Um, and I don't know which one to get, but obviously I know wired is best, but I don't know whether to get, the HyperX Clouds or whether to get the Sony ones, if you know what I
Hmm.
mean.
You're talking about switching out your headset for the Sony one?
Yeah, debating on that because I saw a video on it, right? I saw a video like how different it looks compared to many other headsets. But you're right, the wired. If you're saying the wired one is best to go for, then I think the wired one. But I don't know what the prices are.
Hmm.
Like,
Honestly, I would suggest if they're in your I know, well, at least in the US, the pricing is 100, 200, 300 basically.
yeah,
Or 100, 230 or something, 300. Those are the pricings. But I mean, I'll suggest if you're going to go a headset, you can get like Sennheiser like PC37X or PC38X. They'll have better drivers and a better mic for a little more than what you'd be paying for the Sony ones.
okay, I gotta take a look at that. But yeah, honestly though, my thoughts are though, I'm surprised Sony is actually making a gaming headset though, what they're calling it. That
I mean, they
like
already had one, the Pulse. I mean, they've had
no no
multiple.
no no no, but like an actual like proper like a gaming headset, like not like the Pulse, but like a proper one,
You mean not Bluetooth?
not Bluetooth. Yeah, that
Oh.
it surprised me that it's not a Bluetooth headset.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah.
Oh
They've always done basically Bluetooth,
yeah,
basically.
they've always done Bluetooth, but they've never you know gone out the realm of making their own headset. But yeah, so yeah, let's so Red Hood, what else is there then?
Yeah, no.
Hmm.
So, before we get into, I guess, the $70 price tag, want to quickly talk about Final Fantasy 16. So more information came out with Final Fantasy 16. It's not gonna be open world based. I'm actually grateful it's not gonna be open world based. It's gonna be zones. So kind of like really happy to hear about that. And of course, I talk about how like mature the game's gonna be, as well as like the wolf dog will probably, they're hinting that's going to be a companion. There will be party members. They didn't say whether or not these party members will be permanent or temporary throughout the different zones or whatnot. And they talk about like the dominance and stuff like that and how they're changed and using them. Kind of like, I don't know if they're kind of hinting at physically like change as well as mentally change when they summon the icons or whatnot. So that's a very interesting thing to hear, and that there's going to be more info on it around the September timeframe. So it could be Tokyo Game Show, or it could be to PlayStation Game Showcase. So look forward to Final Fantasy 16 news. That's probably one of my most hyped or anticipated titles of next year. So can't wait to see that. And I guess, and then Bayonetta 3 is got rated by the MSRB or whatever for rated M. Will it come out this year? Possibly. I don't know. It getting rated is a strong indicator. What month can I see it coming out? Probably October. But everyone knows how I feel about Bayonetta. I don't really care for Bayonetta that much. I don't care for Platinum that much. And I don't think Bayonetta will ever come close to DMC5. So, that's really how I feel by it. But if you guys are hyped for Bayonetta 3, there may be a chance for it to come out this year. Anybody got anything to say about Bayonetta 3?
No.
I just hope it's gonna be better than 2.
I feel like 2 was
And,
super convoluted in plot as well. The whole like
Yeah.
wasn't it like didn't they like introduce like time travel elements to it, if I recall, or some form of it?
It was like they were talking about like it was weird. Like like they were talking about Cereza, like they were like going back in they were doing flashbacks and stuff. And I don't know if there might have been time travel. I don't know. I don't think so actually, no.
I would have to
It was
replay
just-
it.
it was-
It's been a long time. That's why I'm like super fuzzy. All I know is like there were some hints of Bayo 3 with the different hairstyle at looking more like her young version self or something like that as well.
Oh, Cereza or
Yeah,
Well-
something like that. I don't remember. Like I said, the plot to me didn't really make an impact throughout the series, so I don't really recall because I did play these 2 games on Switch.
I just know that Bayonetta 1 is better. The combat in Bayonetta 2 was worse because they like for whatever reason they like put such a heavy emphasis on witch time in that game. I felt like it was such a heavy fucking emphasis on it, and it just ruined it. It kind of just ruined the pacing. It was just like I don't know the combat.
Yeah.
One was definitely better, but 3. I hope it's not. I hope they get. Well, I'm not
Graphically,
playing
it
on the
looks
Switch.
fuzzy. Let's be honest
I'm
about
not.
that too.
I'm not playing it on the Switch anyway. But like, that resolution.
And
that
also,
shit
like, I
that
don't
looked
know
fucking fuzzy.
if it's the filter or something like that, but it like looks like I don't want to say it just feels like there's this filter that they put on the game to make it look more. I don't want to say ugly, is there a right word for it? But like grainy or not grainy, but like you'll
More
see like in
fuzzy?
certain like maybe fuzzy as well as on top of like like how certain
Maybe it
films
has
like have
T-
certain
maybe
films
it-
have
maybe it has
terrible
TAA.
color saturation. Like I feel like the color is just not there within that game as well. So I don't know.
We'll have
Maybe they
wait,
fix
you know.
it before it comes. But
We'll have to
Yeah.
wait and see.
but yeah, no,
I-
I'm not that excited. I'm not like I said, I'm not a big Platinum fan. I think their best work is near Automata or Automato.
It is.
But I also didn't care for the combat like that. I think the story definitely carried though. Because Yoko Taro is a genius, if we're going to be quite frank. Okay, she comes. She's just like, y'all ripping my game. Dude, Bless is like a defender of Platinum, so he's definitely there with you when it comes to
No,
Bayo.
I'm not a defender. I'm a realist.
He
There's a difference.
calls him. I got you.
I mean, obviously they've made shit games. I'm
No,
a
that's true.
realist, but they've also made some amazing games. Vanquish is fucking OD. Like,
No.
no one can talk shit about Vanquish. I don't care. That game is OD. There's no other third-person shooter like it, like since. So it's like,
Yeah, no, you're right. I guess quickly talk, but not quickly, because I mean, yes, quickly talk about this, just because I feel like we beat this topic to death, and it's just brought up yet again within the gaming community, is $70 games price point. Now, this is all I gotta say about $70 games.
Bye.
So, this is what I think. Within the console market, I do believe $70 price point is never going to change with the console market. I feel like consumers have accepted that, and you have to live with it unless they come to a consensus within that console market that they reject the $70 price point. Then when they start seeing sales slip throughout all the gaming companies, then they'll be like, all right, let's put it to $60. Then things will change. Right?
Mm.
And I don't think people bringing it up. I feel like it is kind of like to this point where I don't think anything will change. Now, within the PC market, it's a different story. I don't think we've had a game launched at $70 until Forspoken, as well as Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, right?
Yeah.
And we will see whether or not PC fans will reject it or accept it. I'm in the side of I'm not buying those two games, so I will be rejecting that idea.
By default.
By default. But
By
we will
default.
see. We'll see the Steam charts. We'll see the sales. Call of Duty, when it first got announced, like it was in the...
It was number one.
It was number one for a little bit, right? And then it dropped off. But that's to be expected when a game is announced, right? And
Well,
that
for
price
Call
point.
of Duty. Now, Forspoken...
Oh, yeah.
Forspoken Forspoken never went to number one when pre-orders were dropped. That shit never went there.
So whether or not
That
like
shit gonna flop.
Square's definitely I got a theory that Square will absolutely put it. This is what I think a lot of publishers will do now, though. Now hear me out. I think this is what Square did too, which when they put FF7 Remake within Steam, they had a sale percentage off to make it $50.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you're gonna start
They're
to
trying
see
to be
also
slick.
publishers to do that as well. So
Trying to be slick.
so
I've actually seen that happen with WB when Lego Star Wars was first released. It was $65-70, right? £65, $70, right? And it's dropped down to about 50, 40, 50 pounds, which is about $50 essentially.
mhm.
And it's happening, but it's slowly happening. Do I believe that console at $70 price for a AAA game? No, I think that it should be at minimum $60, right? Minimum should be 60, maximum 65, right?
Mhm.
But because they've made it like in such a way that it's $60 for the price tag for just the pre-order, because you have when you pre-order a game, you have on the console, you have to pre-order it there and then you have to get the full amount in, and it's not like a $5, like you put a deposit down, which is $5. And I'm just like, no, that's dumb. Like Sony shouldn't be doing that. But as
Well, the thing
far
is,
as
Sony will absolutely continue doing it just because, like, everyone buys it. That's why I say the console market's doomed. Console market,
Yeah, the console
they
market,
already accepted it.
they're doomed. They're doomed.
Now the PC market will be a different story, and we'll continue to see it because Square is pushing within the PC market and Activision is as well. So we'll continue to see if Call of Duty has legs with the $70 price point, as well.
I don't think so.
So
I don't think so.
It's because it's COD. COD is gonna sell regardless. Whatever the fuck you do to it, people are gonna buy it. Especially because it's back on Steam. People are just gonna buy it regardless. So
Yeah, people are gonna buy it.
That's-
But it's like
that one's a lost cause.
if it sucks, it sucks. Like that is something I've noticed. Like Vanguard, it's such a shit game. A lot of people are dropping off on that game.
well, the problem is though, this is a different
I heard
story
that shit
where
was shit.
Modern Warfare 2 is a game a lot of people just waited for and didn't really care for the other Call of Duty games because, like, let's be honest, I'll even say that I believe that their
2019 was
campaign
fire.
is going to be good. Now, the multiplayer, that'll be a different story. I feel like their multiplayer, they're always way big iffy. Like, I don't know how people still play it, but whatever. So
Like,
whether
for
or not
me
we'll see that.
personally- Me personally, like as I played Call of Duty previously, right, like Modern Warfare 2019, I have really got not a really good faith in Activision Blizzard in their next game or multiplayer aspect because it's going to be a lot of hacking, cheating, all of that jazz, right?
Mhm.
And they won't get on it straight away. They won't, put a ban hammer and shit like that. It'll take them a long period of time before they actually get onto it. As far as price, I truly believe this, right? I truly believe Modern Warfare campaign should be separate to the multiplayer aspect. same as Warzone, should be separate. Like, do you guys believe that?
You're saying like
I
pay $30 and $30, or
Oh, do you mean like free to play multiplayer?
So like the multiplayer aspect, right? If you're gonna put that multiplayer aspect, don't put it together with Warzone. But that's 80 to 100 gigs there.
oh, I think they stopped.
Oh, you
doing
mean
that.
change or select what you want to download? I mean, you could do that now, can't you, on PlayStation?
No.
No, I
No?
thought
No,
you
you
can't.
can.
Yeah, hate to see it. What the fuck?
No, I swear I thought you can.
I thought you could.
Yeah.
No, that you no, unfortunately.
If you go into like add-ons or something.
it's, yeah, you have to go
If-
through the whole thing. You have
Yeah,
to go
yeah,
into the
yeah. You
game,
have to
like,
go through, but you can still do it.
Yeah, I was about to say you should still be able to do it.
But like having
But I-
Warzone is
but I-
not required for, because I remember everyone complained where you had to. What was it, the original Call of
Yeah.
Duty? It was installed, but then they fixed that and rectified it, and it took a while for them to do that. But I believe they did that because now like Battle like Net, you could just download it separately for Warzone and not have to download Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
Yeah. My question is now, it's obviously the 80 gig. If it's gonna be 80 gigs, or if it's gonna be.
It's gonna be
50
100
gigs.
gigs, bro.
That's
And
gonna
it's
be
not.
a
It's
lot.
not. It's not even including Warzone. Warzone will
is
probably
gonna
be
kill-
like what, another 50 or 60 gigs.
That is gonna
Yeah.
kill console gaming.
Do you
for
think
sure.
Activision cares?
Bro.
We're talking
no, but
Activision, bro. They
I
don't
Yeah,
care.
they don't give a fuck,
No,
bro.
no, no, but they don't give a fuck. But I'm just saying, though, innit? It's gonna kill console gaming. I mean,
It's not gonna kill console game to Ladio.
No. Yeah.
Not-
They
not
they're
like
they're
that.
it's not
You
gonna
know what I mean?
people
Like,
are just gonna buy
multiplayer-
storage, bro.
No, they'll buy storage or delete their games. I don't like sounded like BG right there, but they'll be
Yeah.
like deleting their games.
Nah, like I'll have to delete a lot of games if when it comes down to newer games coming out. But like I said, I think going forward now, I'm not gonna pre-order Modern Warfare 2 because I don't think it's worth me spending $60 when I can get God of War for that price, right?
I mean, it's not gonna be 60. That's the thing.
They're
Both
both
games
gonna be
aren't.
70.
Both are gonna be 70.
You know what I mean though, like UK price 60.
No, I
65
mean
pounds, right?
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so at that price for me, I'd rather prefer getting God of War over Modern Warfare.
I mean, a lot
purely
of people would
because of
feel
the
that way.
campaign. That's just me though, not including. This is not including Gotham Knights. I'm just saying in general comparing Modern Warfare's two biggest franchises there, right? That PlayStation's got in their hands. I'm just saying that the fact that if you're gonna go campaign versus campaign, I would say God of War. Easily.
Dude, I always hate to bring up the comparison. I'll give you one comparison, but it'll be a quick comparison for you to choose. Campaign ways: Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 or Gotham Knights.
You know exactly what I'm gonna say.
Dude, if
know
you
exactly
say
what
that
I'm gonna
game, bro, just
You know
just
exactly
just
what I'm gonna
just
say?
sell your PS5. Just sell your PS5.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not gonna say it because you know why? Because it's only gonna cause controversy.
This guy, you already just said your answer. All right, yeah. Anyways, go to the next topic. This man really was gonna
What?
say Gotham Knights over fucking Modern Warfare 2.
I didn't. Hold up, I didn't go. You
Oh,
already
dude,
know,
I thought you
got
freaking
smoked.
talked about it. That's why I thought. All right, go,
No,
man.
I didn't even go.
No, you didn't even go. Go on, bless.
Man. All right, so my entire thing is this, like, people are saying the defenders of games should go up in price to $70 because we haven't seen a price increase for the last 14 years. Those people are stupid. Because, like, we have seen price increases. They're just not the same. It's not the actual disc that you purchase. Oh, this is a price increase. Like, it's not, this is 70. The price increases are everywhere else. Like,
Talking like microtransactions.
within 14 years, look at all the things that we have seen. I messaged, or I'm gonna read out some stuff. Like, so DLC, even we've seen even on disc DLC where it's like it's on the disc,
I'm
but
talking
we
like
can't
Mass Effect
access
3,
it.
like the Prothean DLC that was literally on disc. That
Yeah,
was back in
that
PS3
Destiny.
generation. Yeah.
No, we've seen it. We seen it with Destiny too. Like we've seen it. We've seen it with fighting games. It's like the DLC, the content is already there, but you want me to pay more for it. It's like ridiculous. So you got DLC, microtransactions. Microtransactions make up how much money? Like
Probably way
billions.
more than.
It's a $1 billion industry, just microtransactions. Like
No.
like Sony literally makes most of their money in the gaming market off of microtransactions in like PSN.
Oh yeah,
That's
because
it.
of their
That's
they
the
get their
biggest portion.
what's it called, royalties or whatever from the third party or whatever, like for Fortnite and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, they get like the 30% off the store. Like microtransactions alone make up most of their, well, it's not most of their money, it's the biggest portion of their largest demographic of or portion of money is from that fucking just microtransactions. It's insane. It's like, and then you have like season passes, like,
Yeah.
oh, you got $40 season pass, $50 season pass, yada yada. Which could be with DLC, but not all the time. Like you'll have season passes, and you'll have sometimes you'll have DLC you can buy individually, but you'll have a full season pass as well. It's like more money. And they're selling soundtracks, they have deluxe editions, special editions, collector's editions. And like that doesn't even, like deluxe editions, that may not even come with actual DLC content. Like it will just be like, oh, you get uh uh what did they used to do? Or what did they
Deluxe
do
is
for
like
PlayStation? They'd be like, oh, a dynamic theme. You get a dynamic theme. You get a small avatar icon.
Yeah.
Like
Well, no one
deluxe
really.
edition.
I personally never got that because that to me was just. It's like, bro, if you really cared for that, whatever. But for me, I never bought stuff like that.
Or you get a deluxe edition with like a different box art, like a physical box art, like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
like that's it. It's like those, like all of that put together. And remember when we had multiplayer passes back in the PS3 where like they were trying to kill the
Yeah.
used market?
And they couldn't,
Yeah,
regardless.
they couldn't do it.
They were
couldn't do it.
trying, but they were definitely trying to. And it's like on top of that,
That was like I think
I-
Ubisoft and EA were the forefronts of that, if I recall correctly.
yeah, they were. And then I don't know. Have you watched Red Hood? Have you seen the Super Bunny Hop video on income tax? How gaming companies in the U.S. generally don't really pay shit for taxes.
I have that video actually within my playlist for work. I haven't gotten around to watching that because I got a huge backlog of videos to watch, but that's on there.
So yeah, that's another thing. It's like these companies pay little, if mostly based in the U.S. I don't know how some other
It's not-
companies were, like Sony specifically,
It's the,
but like
it's the same in the UK.
Hmm?
It's pretty much similar. It's similar in the UK.
oh, they do the
Yeah.
same stuff in the UK.
Yeah.
A lot of these corporations, to be fair
Like-
though, I want to be devil's advocate, don't really pay taxes. There's always legal loopholes within these big billion-dollar corporations, and
Yeah, and
that they
Yeah,
don't.
it's fucking
pay
legal.
taxes.
Here's the thing. No,
Yeah,
no,
it
here's,
is
here's the
legal,
thing
yeah.
as well, right? Here's the thing. The UK government is already looking into the Activision and Blizzard stuff. You know, they already inquiring about the investment and shit. So that there it says it's a red flag. You know.
How would that be? That's where I'm confused because both those corporations are like
They were the-
Activision's a American company, so that's where I get confused at.
Yeah, they were the main point of that Super Bunny Hop video. That Activision was the main company that we're talking about. He was talking about.
Yeah, Bobby Kotick, man, that man makes billions for that company, and he definitely gets away with a lot of stuff within that company. So, but
Yeah.
I'll say, let
And
me
then-
be devil's advocate though, to be fair, because a lot of the things like we attribute to that is a lot of the, I guess you could say, EA, Ubisoft, Activision, even a little bit of the Square titles, I would say.
Yeah.
PlayStation. Well, Sega. I'm trying to remember. Sega.
Sega
Okay,
Persona,
to be fair,
all them DLCs
yeah.
and microtransactions.
Sega.
Sheesh.
I want to say recently did that within. Do I want to say the PS4 generation? I want to say that because then they started doing it with the Persona games. Because let's keep it a buck. A lot of people don't realize this though. Persona 4 regular game, Golden, 3 Fest. This was before, I guess you could say, the buyout of Atlas for Sega. But there was never Persona DLC or costume DLC. And Sega did that with Yakuza and did it with Atlas's game. So they're a big proponent about that, Sega, which I don't understand why. It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But I'll say this for Devil's Advocate then. Sony games, right? Like,
I mean,
let's talk about them. Because
still offenders.
Because a lot of their games, right? I would say God of War. Do they have a deluxe edition or do they just have a launch edition, right?
It did. I mean, it had a digital deluxe, yeah.
Okay, they have a digital deluxe.
All their games have digital deluxe editions where
yeah.
you get an icon.
See, for
and,
me
like,
though, I guess for me, I was like, I don't pay for those versions just because it's like icons don't do shit for me. I don't know, man. Like icons,
they don't even.
They don't interest me. They don't entice me to buy the higher tier. That to me is just like whatever, right?
They don't even have fucking, what do you call it anymore? They don't even have dynamic themes on the PlayStation 5. So it's like,
well, yeah, the themes.
What are you buying the deluxe edition for?
Because that's a separate issue. Because I mentioned this.
I guess
people,
the soundtrack maybe.
Like the dynamic theme though, like if we want to talk about it, like it's easier for a PS4, right? Because when you go on the icons, they don't transfer and cue their music, right? Like you would have to go down where you hit the start, right? When you go down to hit the start, then the background changes and then the icon music happens for the game. Whereas PlayStation, you go to the next tile for the game and the background immediately changes and then the music. Yeah. The only way that they would, and I brought the idea, is they do it very similar to what PS4 did, and you would have to go down. Like, go to the tile to the left and then drop down. And then you'll have that. That's the only way I could think of. And then you're able to have the themes, I guess.
Well, yeah.
But
and then, like,
I guess for $70, right? Like, because I agree with you, but I do want to, like, make it, like, interesting in a way. So it's like, because I know people in terms of bringing up the argument, well, games have become more expensive because of budget, marketing, which you can make the argument, well, downsize your marketing because marketing is honestly just post on Instagram and Twitter and you get a bunch of likes and stuff like that. So
not TV marketing is or TV marketing and like even to an extent like billboard marketing, like you don't necessarily have to do that. Everything is social media, bro. Like
oh yeah.
But
you know PlayStation
YouTubers.
Yeah, PlayStation
sponsored videos
does it crazy, right? With the statues in New York and like having Spider-Man on the subways and all that stuff.
Yeah, they
go crazy with it.
They do crazy shit just for crazy shit's sake.
Yeah,
like their games. Spider-Man's gonna sell regardless. Like they need to paint the train.
Yeah,
it's like.
And what else? I guess of course budget increase in terms of making games, and I guess the other argument, which is kind of sound, I believe it is sound, is pay increases for the job positions within the gaming industry. Like the gaming industry at a time was really, really bad. It's getting decent, still not great, but in terms of it, the price increasing for, I guess you could say, the salaries and all that for the employees within the studios does create a budget in of itself as well, because also hiring contractors and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean, that is hunky dory, but the problem is we have no say in what those people get paid.
No, and I agree with that.
Their salary. So it's like, I mean, if I knew that my microtransaction or me purchasing the deluxe edition is going to help the devs themselves actually get a pay raise and a better salary, then okay, I understand that. But this shit's going to the fucking CEOs. Oh, I'm gonna give myself a bonus. Like I'm gonna
No, no, I agree
I'm
with
gonna
that.
buy myself a yacht. Like
I agree with that. I'm saying more, I guess, if you're going with PlayStation, because they don't really have online games. I guess when Destiny comes out, you can argue that point, right, with Destiny, because they do have microtransactions within the game with their currency or whatnot. And then you could probably argue that point as well when it comes to Haven's new game, which is, live service games, because they're supposed to be making 10, right? With those games, I can agree, right?
Yeah.
But what about those, I guess you could say, I feel like the only point in terms of, for PlayStation, I could agree with is the deluxe edition. But other than that, with their only single player games, though, they don't have those microtransactions, so to speak.
I mean, it's still selling DLCs and stuff.
I would say God of War 2018 wasn't.
Well, that's one game, but I
Yeah,
mean, like
so,
Spider-Man.
and I would say also
when did the first
Last of
when
Us
did the
Part
first-
2, etc., etc.
when did the when
No,
did the first
which one?
DLC
Spider-Man
for Spider-Man come out?
Uh,
That shit was like a few months after.
October. I would say October, late October, early November. I want to say late October.
Yeah, like these
What
games,
was
but in general,
what
like
was
these
the
games are
Spider-Man?
coming out unfinished, and they're making you pay for the rest of them. So it's like
I would say Spider-Man was.
that's why I say like
I would
that's why I
say
say like
Spider-Man's
these games have already went up in price.
was definitely finished, because I felt like it was just an add-on. Like, to me, it's like you don't need to play this game. Like I thought the DLC was okay, but it was not like this high point for the game.
It was not necessary.
It
was
wasn't
not
necessary.
necessarily needed. Yeah.
Like,
That's the way I felt.
honestly, I would have rather had without, if I'll be completely honest.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
and
I would have to agree with Red Hood on that, because the story extension pack, when I got it for pre-order, I was just like, is there any point in it? Because you're gonna like.
I guess the only
you-
like highlight of it was the interaction between Spider-Man and Black Cat. Everything else to me was just, it was I don't know.
Yeah, and there was like you got little glimpses of Miles, but other than that, it's like I'm just like, is there any point of this? Like the whole thing, because it doesn't make any to me.
hours long. They're like 2.
I think that would have been a much more of an intriguing thing for fans. Questioning, oh, what would Miles be like? How would how would his game style be like? Because they did-
Yeah, I guess I agree with that. Instead of doing the DLC, just focus on Miles Morales, and like maybe put that in the game. Yeah, I agree.
Because like
Oh, yeah,
I can agree.
My last
those
point was
Spider-Man 2 will probably have the same thing that you're saying, but like I said, I would assume it's very much still similar to Spider-Man Remaster in terms of that extension, where it's kind of not needed.
and yeah, okay. And my last point was pre-order bonuses and pay to play early, which
Pay
is
to
also
play early. I'm
Pay
trying
to
to remember
play
those.
early.
Trying to remember those things.
So,
Xbox has it with
like,
Ultimate Edition.
Forza, you
Yeah.
have Battlefield, you have.
I'm trying to remember.
Duty.
some
There's
of
multiple
those.
games that do that.
Yeah, Call of Duty does it.
I don't think Call of Duty does that. Or maybe they did one
Yeah,
point,
did it.
but I don't believe
They're
that
doing
they do it consistently. But I wouldn't be
I,
surprised if they
another
do.
day.
But I don't remember. I'm trying to remember the game, but not.
Um,
Like overall,
World War
I
II
feel like
was
the point though
big.
is being made though that we don't agree with it. All of us don't agree with it, and we'll see. And console owners already have agreed with it, through the sales and whatnot.
Fortunately, they have no fucking choice.
We'll see whether or not Steam, the PC market, will accept that, or they'll accept it with certain games. But we'll continue to see that.
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah. So, all right. So, Ubisoft had a backlash that there was a sale for Assassin's Creed Liberation HD, and I think it was, I don't know if it was $20 or maybe it was like cheaper than that. But then they find out that they're taking it off the market. I think September. I believe September.
Yeah.
So that's a yikes, because it kind of shows that you don't own the games, and they can take it whenever they want, and you just spent money on a product that you'll only get to play for like 2 months.
You know, it's funny. They were complaining about piracy at one point. It's like, okay, cool, but there's no other way to play this content besides piracy, so fuck off. Stupid motherfuckers. Like, what the fuck?
That's weird to me. Like, even because
Like,
like
they can't
I
even
remember
complain
when
about-
a game gets delisted, right? Even on Steam, you're still able to download
You're
it.
able
But
to
that's
download
not the
it and play it.
but that's not the case for Assassin's Creed Liberation HD.
They're like, no. All right, then cool. Then give me my money back. What the fuck?
Yeah, people said they
I
want their
purchased
money back.
content. Let me play the content.
So it's a yikes. Ubisoft honestly making making it worse on themselves if we're gonna keep it real. And it sucks. It really sucks for them.
Crash.
So anybody left?
You think
with
they're
that
gonna?
point? Keep going.
You think they're gonna reverse it or no?
Probably
I
not, dude. It's
I'm
Ubisoft.
gonna keep it. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I think Ubisoft are doing a stupid thing. They shouldn't be taking games off customers that have already paid for purchase the game.
Yep.
If you know what I mean, and I'm just like, if they paid $20 for your game, let them keep it. If you take the game off them, they can easily get refund. They wanted to refund that shit, right?
Yeah, it reminds me of, I don't know about the story. I heard about it. I don't know if it's pertaining just to this, pertaining to the U.S. or is it pertaining to a different country. But it's kind of similar to what PlayStation's doing with video content or whatever. That they're taking away when you purchase a movie on it. Personally, I would say you're an idiot for just purchasing movies and TV shows on PlayStation or Xbox. But if that's the case in general, though, it's still kind of messed up. So,
Yeah, that's shitty.
but all I gotta say, if you're a movie or TV enthusiast and wanting like the best qualities, you don't want to buy that on a video game storefront. So it's whatever. Yep, let's go into the last couple topics that we have, which is Forspoken got delayed to January. Makes sense. And
Yes,
they
sir.
said that they were talking to their partners. And what do they mean by partners? They mean PlayStation themselves, because who else? They paid time exclusive for the game. They don't want the game to freaking die, especially to another game that they have.
And that shit was looking rough. They were like, all right, delay this shit low, bro.
No,
Delay this shit. This shit needs it.
January is like no games really coming out besides Dead Space Remake. And like I said, those are two different two different categories in the genre of video gaming. So it's two different fan bases, so they're not going to cannibalize each other either way. So honestly, this is probably the best move for Forspoken on the console market, I feel. PC market will be a different story. But honestly, they'll probably get more sales that way. I don't, like I said, I'm not going to buy the game. I'm not interested in the game. The game that I'm interested for next year is Final Fantasy 16. not Forspoken. So that's
Yeah.
how. Anybody got anything left to say?
I mean, they saved the game's life, but that shit's still dead on arrival. Don't buy that shit. I mean, I'm glad that they delayed it though. They could work on it more because that shit has always looked rough to some extent. But yeah, no one's checking for this game.
All right. So let's talk about it. God of War Ragnarok. Kind of an interesting turn of events, right? We heard the snitch say June 30th was when we'll get some sort of information. Then we heard Corey Barlog. I was going to say Balrog. Barlog literally said this. He was like, yeah, don't expect anything. So it was weird because the snitch has always been right. And then Tom Henderson said, dude, if there's no news June 30th, I'm dropping the info regardless. And he did. And it was correct. June 30th, he was like, there's going to be a Jotnar edition, a collector's edition. And you're going to get the replica statue for Thor's hammer and all the information he talked about in terms of what you're getting for both editions. Then, literally, I wouldn't say a week, a couple days later, like maybe 5 or 6 days, we get that. We get everything, CGI trailer with the unboxing for the editions, and it's coming out November 9th. And what can I say about the snitch? I don't think he was wrong. I do think Sony themselves, I don't know why they delayed the announcement. My only theory is they wanted to have the snitch get something wrong, in a way. Just because he's been always getting something right. Because why delay an announcement? You know what I mean? Like, why delay that announcement? It doesn't make any sense.
It's either that or they were trying to coincide it. You know how Sony wants to do good and bad news at the same time. Forspoken gets delayed, God of War gets announced.
No one's caring about Forspoken, so I
But I mean,
personally
it's still
didn't.
good and bad news. But it's like, you know.
I mean, I
It's
guess.
Still. That's the only other thing I can think of. But oh yeah, you know, you hear the rumors of who the snitch may be.
Well, Jason Schreier said something about YouTube, and people think he works. I can't say this person works at YouTube, and he's then Jason said, "Oh, you know, it was a joke." So I don't know. Like maybe Jason was being truthful at that one tweet, and then was trying to like, you know, save the snitch. I don't know.
Yeah,
it could make sense.
It's basically like the reason they say that is because his timing on when he actually announces a leak is literally like the day of or the day before, and they think like, oh, they're posting the videos to you know, get them rendered and shit and to be previewed to make sure that they're ready on YouTube. And he's like, oh, just looking at their videos, like, oh yeah, this is gonna get announced, like fucking the, what do you call it, the what's that shit called, the not Capcom, the, what do you call
Square?
No, the game, it was, I can't think of it, fucking the game where it's like Pac-Man, that how he announced that shit, it was like the same day. So that's probably, honestly, that's the most logical thing, because his thing is literally like he'll hint at something like the day before. It's like always true. So
yeah,
I think that's what it is.
Yep, and it's coming out November 9th, Odin's Day. And then we saw Fenrir with like the end of the trailer. It does got me a bit confused, because if you look in the mythology of what who Fenrir's parents are, guess who? Loki. And the character we see at the end of the, you know, PlayStation Showcase trailer for God of War Ragnarok was I always butcher it, Agrabata. So is this going to be time travel yet again with Fenrir and all that? Maybe.
Probably.
I don't know, because that in terms of Norse mythology, that's Loki's son. So
that's weird.
We'll see. I mean, also the World Serpent is Loki's son. So I mean,
Also weird.
they honestly hinted that in 2018. To be fair, though, like when the World Serpent's like, you look familiar, and Loki's able to speak the language, and then you see on the mural that literally like I don't know, Kratos looks like he's injured or dying, and he throws up the World Serpent or whatever, or gives birth to it by throwing it up. Norse mythology is kind of weird at points. I'm not gonna lie, but that's usually that's how it goes. So overall, like, I'm excited for it. It definitely has a strong, and also if you saw with the collector's edition unboxing, they show all the realms that you're going to. So, but the thing is, they have like a lot to do with that game. Like, I kind of wish it was a trilogy, to be fair. But they want to end it with the second game. They have a lot. They're going to have to cover a lot, right? Because they're making a scene with the collector's edition. They have the bear, as well as, I don't know if it's the owl or whatever. I think it was the owl. Like, the bear is gray. The owl is, like, kind of gold, which is Faye. Faye's, the wife of Kratos and the mother of Atreus. And the wolf has gray and gold. So maybe Faye will get to see her this time with the game. And what part will she play? I don't know. We're also probably going to find out how Kratos survived with God of War 3. Hopefully.
Hopefully, bro.
I got a theory that
Made
sort
no
of
sense.
sort of Olympus is going to come into play somehow. Potentially. And they kind of already semi-leaked with this collector's edition. Yeah, you're going to probably have Mjolnir as a third weapon. Probably by halfway through the game. Or maybe
gonna be
less.
another X.
Well, no, it's not going to be. No,
that's
it's
a hammer, I'm
lightning.
bugging.
Yeah, it's a hammer. It's lightning based. And all that.
I'm thinking of that trash Thor movie. Sorry.
Oh,
bad.
Snap. So yeah, but I'm assuming like you guys agree that Thor is probably going to die pretty early on.
He pulled up on him. Well, yeah.
That was a dream. That was a dream.
Oh, okay.
Or slash like prophecy or whatever.
Maybe like halfway or some shit, I think.
Yeah. And they still have to deal with Surtur, right? Which has been like Surtur, the flaming dude. You see him also in Ragnarok in the beginning, but they make it as a joke. And he destroys Asgard and all that stuff in Ragnarok. So like Surtur has to deal with Ragnarok as well. So they have to deal with that. Definitely have to deal with Fenrir. Have to deal with also the World Serpent getting punched by my Thor going back in time because you have to do the loop, right? So there's going to maybe be two World Serpents at the same time, the old one and the new one. So Thor's going to have to punch it so hard it goes back in time. What else? I'm trying to think of anything else. And then Odin. And then what was her name? Freya? Also Freya too. The true Queen Valkyrie, for killing Baldur.
He's not.
So they got a lot to cover. That's what I'm saying, dude. They're saying it's supposed to be the biggest game that Santa Monica has made, and the rumor going around is this game might be 40 hours.
I mean, regular God of War is like 30.
Which one, 2018 or God of War 1 through 3? Okay. So
No,
40 is not
none
out
of
of the
them-
realm
none
of
of them
the
games are 30.
possibilities.
Yeah.
Okay.
Take a look now. How many hours I put in God of War? Yeah, I put 50 hours in. I didn't even beat all the Valkyries on PC. So yeah, the game is definitely already 40 hours.
So do you think they're gonna do you think they have a lot to cover, Bless, with this game and ending the Norse mythology?
Yeah, I feel like the story shouldn't drag at all. The story should definitely be always stimulating because they definitely have a lot to cover. And it not being a trilogy, I mean, I mean, it is what it is. I guess I don't truly care that much. I feel like the stories, if the story is written well, then it's written well, and if it should end there, it feels like it should end there, then it should just end there. Because this, like, doing this nonsense where it's like, I don't want it to be another Last of Us where it's like, why the fuck didn't you just stop at the first one? And then I don't like.
I mean,
two, and they're
that I
gonna
think
make a
that
three.
was two different situations. I feel though, to be fair, like I personally think Last of Us should have just been different characters in each title. That's what I personally believe, but that's just me. Because God of War is a different story, just
yeah.
because Ragnarok is an event, like in terms of like this is the end for Norse mythology and the lands and whatnot, and Asgard and all that jazz within all the realms. Because the rumor going around is by the end credits or whatever, you'll get a hint that Egypt is the next thing.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Now, whether or not Kratos, like, what do you think though? Do you think Kratos will actually survive, or do you think he's done? This is his last game.
I think this is his last game.
Okay.
Yeah, the motherfucker's gonna die.
I mean, he died
But
multiple
hopefully-
times. To be fair, you think he'll stay dead?
I think he's gonna stay dead, and I hope he actually dies in a good way that's not fucked up. Shout out to Naughty Dog with fucking
Oh,
up
man.
Joel. That you guys just passing through. He's Joel. Oh really?
Oh man.
That shit was stupid as fuck. I have no problem with that motherfucker dying. It's just do it well. Like, that shit just was stupid. But yeah.
Well, to be fair, I
But
feel
yeah,
like to be fair though, for The Last of Us, I feel like all the deaths were very sporadic. Like it wasn't like meaningful deaths. It just was very like even like I don't want to go into too spoiler territory. Even Abby's friends just died very randomly.
No one gives a fuck about them friends though.
Because like what was it, Tommy? Like when you're like fighting Tommy or whatever, like one of your friends, boom, just died immediately. And the same thing with like Ellie's friend, like that dude died immediately.
Yeah.
Like everyone just
That
died
was the only guy.
immediately.
That was the only guy I was sad about dying. I was like, bro, no. Why'd they kill? He was the only good character. He was the only good male character outside of like Tommy, and he was smoked. I was like, well, shit.
I got no words for Last of Us Part 2, so.
But
As far as God of War goes, me personally, I think this is it. I think they want to do a 2-part series. That'd be it.
What do you mean? But
no,
that'll be
they.
it.
I mean, they said it. They said it's gonna be. This is the last game in
Norse
what you call it.
mythology.
Yeah, they're not. They already.
You're
said
trying.
that.
Are you? I'm telling you, are you trying to say this is the last God of War game in general?
No, the last game with those actors and people.
Yeah, for Norse
You know what I
mythology, I
mean?
agree. But you guys think
Yeah.
Kratos is permanently dead, though?
Probably, yeah.
I'll make a bold theory.
Yes,
I also
well-
been saying this multiple times. I think Tyr is not Tyr. I think he's pretending to be Tyr. I think it's Odin.
Mm.
And he'll backstab Kratos. Like literally.
yeah.
Maybe
But,
he'll be the one to actually kill him. It's like you built this trust with Tyr, and it turns out it was actually Odin this whole time. So
But
that'll be a good twist, I feel.
I'm not gonna buy it day one, obviously, because $70, no. So whenever I do get to it, maybe it's gonna be on PC at that point. I don't know.
the only reason I'm
But
buying it
I'll
is
look
because I
forward to
gotta stream it. I gotta stream it for my Twitch channel. So
Yeah, he's
That's
got to
the
get those
issue.
numbers up.
hey, my
gotta get
number's been
those numbers
steadily going up, so I'm happy about that. Overall,
yeah.
do we got anything left to discuss that you guys want to bring up before we close?
Not really, except for maybe multiverses getting a leak and rating.
Mm-hmm.
That's been officially put on the PlayStation Store of rating 12, mild swearing.
Okay.
That's what it says
Yeah.
on the store page. So
I was gonna
Multiverse is
say
gonna
that
be
you
fire.
mentioned this. Hogwarts Legacy. It's supposed to come out holiday. I don't know if it's
Yeah.
coming out this year now. I really don't think so.
I mean, the higher up still say
Yeah, everyone
what's
slates it. There's no specific date for it though.
yeah. I still think it's
Like, where would you put
2023
that game?
release.
You don't want to put it near God of War.
No, I would say December.
But
December would be a good fit.
I mean, I guess so.
But
I mean, because what? I think someone made that argument. It's like December would be good, and I was like, actually, you're not wrong because, like, Harry Potter is like known for either Halloween or Christmas, right? Like ABC or Freeform
yeah,
would just play that movie, like during Christmas
movie
time
time game. Yeah,
all the time. There's reruns.
like the like like the thing is right with that Hogwarts Legacy, it it has got a Christmassy feeling to it, right? Like it's all magical and everything, and it makes sense for it to be a winter release than a like what's it called a Christmas release than a November release because it'd be too close to God of War, and I think it'd be too a little bit too close to Gotham Knights as well, because you got to think about it. Gotham Knights is in October, and towards the end of October, so if they release in November, that'd be too close. So I think December's the best option for Hogwarts Legacy going forward, and then after that, spring 2023, you got Suicide Squad. So where else can you put it? Just December. Am I right? Am I wrong?
No, I don't think that's bad. But we'll see if WB
That-
does
that-
that.
I mean, that's what I think. That's my logic to it. And,
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, it's a AAA game as well, mind you, and there has been leaks for that game as well for Hogwarts Legacy, especially with the HUD and everything. And they WB has DMCA'd a lot of those things that have been leaked out.
Yeah, true.
I'm not joking about it.
No, I got
So,
you. There was one thing I forgot to mention, and we can close it off. Rockstar reportedly shelved Red Dead 1 remaster as well as GTA 4, and there's another game that they shelved too. There was reports of supposedly Red Dead 2 was going to re-release within the Series X and S and PS5, and that has also been shelved.
right.
And I believe it's because of how the GTA remasters performed and the criticisms that they received, which was just because they were bad. So what do you think,
Right.
like, bro? Like, everyone I know, like, was thinking Red Dead 2 was gonna get all the PC enhancements, and now that's
that
not the
jazz.
case, man.
Yeah, fuck Rockstar, bro. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Fuck
Yeah.
them.
Agreed. I mean, they could have made more money, but yet they chose not to.
They got
Oh.
like 10
Easily.
plus. They got like 10 plus studios, and literally just make GTA DLC. Fuck off.
Oh.
Fuck them.
Yeah, I mean, they also
I mean,
inadvertently killed their own Red Dead Online. I mean, they made dumb decisions
Yeah.
with that.
Yeah, it's silly.
Agreed. That's why Red Dead 2 is dead online, and GTA 5 is thriving on online.
Well,
because
it's
it has
that, and
more
also thriving
things
with the
out, just
RP
like
community, right?
yeah, role playing community. Yeah,
Like they're like those streamers are super popular with the role playing community. So
agreed.
it's crazy.
Yep. I do know that. I do know that for a fact. So like
Mhm.
they get between 2K to 100K.
Oh, yeah.
Easily.
True.
That's easily done. But I there's also this thing as well, but they possibly could be working on GTA 6 at the same time.
Yeah.
There's that rumor going around. So
It's about to be a decade since that game fucking launched.
What,
GTA
GTA
5.
launched,
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
About to
Yeah,
be a fucking
GTA 6
decade.
is what's supposed to come out in 2025 or 2026, so that's 2013. Was it? Yeah, it was 13, right? Or was it 2012? I'm
Yeah.
trying to remember.
2013, no, 2012.
Red Dead-
2013 was GTA 5.
And Red Dead released in 2018, bro. So that's 7 fucking years. That's not even accounting for a delay too. Actually, fucking
Yeah.
insane. Yeah, that company.
It just shows.
Fuck that company.
It just shows that that company is these days
Do you think
don't
also,
care
Bless?
about
I was
the
gonna say, because you guys mentioned this. Do you think this is kind of one of the reasons why Dan Houser left?
Possibly, yeah. Like, no, like, what do
I would
you
think so.
like? What are they doing in terms of like creativity? It's just like GTA content.
And I was
GTA
gonna
content.
ask
He's
too. You
probably
think
just like starved
the
of
writing
creativity.
is gonna go down because of him not being there?
Possibly,
Mm.
there's a possibility.
Yeah,
But
because
yeah,
the
it's
Hauser
like,
brothers were like the two brothers were like the people that made the writing, and people always say Dan is the big component of it. So we'll see. I mean,
I just think that the way things are going, it's just full on GTA, and they're not focusing on the future of gaming, like the future games, right? Which more installments of the game, which they should be doing. Like, give us GTA 6, give us Red Dead Redemption 3, give us Bully 2, give us all these different franchises, and within a space of 3, 4, 5 years, right, between each other, and fans would just eat that shit up.
yeah.
And even doing remasters for previous games would still make more money for them, but they don't think like that. I think it just comes down to companies, and companies these days don't think like the way the fans do.
yeah, they don't.
They really don't.
I mean, yeah, they don't.
I
I
mean,
was gonna say that I don't think they ever did, but
prime example is WB. Prime example. They've cancelled more games than any other company that I've known within the gaming industry. That is whether it's comic book games or non-comic book games, right? They've cancelled a lot of games, and like it fucking surprises me that a lot of people are missing out on really great ideas for some of these good games, and even the remaster for some of the old games, people could be playing those. Do you guys think though the remasters for um San Andreas and that could be a play factor for this?
Hmm?
If, you know, like, do you guys believe that um what's the word I'm looking for? The reason why we never got GTA 4 um remaster or Red Dead Redemption remaster on PC and PS4 and sorry, PS5 and all of that was basically because of San Andreas and
Is it because
the
of the
Geo
trilogy
games.
remaster was trash?
Yeah,
It was awful.
it was. I mean, that was trash. I don't know.
Like they probably the sales didn't meet up to expectations. Was also because people aren't gonna buy buggy ass mess of a freaking remaster. So that's on them. They got no one to blame but themselves.
yeah, but themselves, yeah.
Yeah. I forgot to mention
yeah,
one more thing before closing out, and I said a couple times. There was a lot of rumors going around that Sucker Punch was going to make, or one of the Sony studios was going to make, a Sly Cooper or an Infamous game. They shut down those rumors, and they're not making those games. What they're making, everyone knows, is Ghost 2. I don't say Ghost of Tsushima 2 because they're not going to be on Tsushima. It doesn't make sense. That was it. They're probably going to go to Japan. That's about it. So, sucks for fans that way that, wanted those games to come back. But it is what it is.
Cooper and shit, yeah. For Sly Cooper and what's that again called?
Infamous.
Yeah. Sucks for fans like that, but hey, at least you're getting a Geo Ghost game, to be honest. So that's a bonus.
Yep. All right, that is it. Kind of surprised we were able to do an episode with that amount of topics, but we made it work. Happy about that. So hopefully hopefully there's more news, to be honest. It is dry. I feel like a lot of people are in a lull, gaming lull, so to speak. So Stray comes out next week, so I guess look forward to that. It comes out Tuesday, I believe. So, but I might stream it on my channel, so on Twitch. So look forward to that. All right, so let's go with outros, guys. Make sure to follow everyone here. Hit the like button, subscribe, share, hit the bell notification so you guys can get updated when videos come out or the podcast comes out. Also, check out the Twitch. I've been mainly streaming games and some content on there, so look forward to that. I'll be streaming tomorrow around 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or 11 a.m. So look forward to that, and go over that channel. Also hit the follow button, all that jazz. All right, so Talade, where can they find you at?
Twitter and YouTube at Taladia Plays. I am currently doing different games currently on Twitch, which is from story games on Monday and Tuesday. I mainly focus on story games on Monday. Tuesday it's comic book games, and then Thursday I take a day off on Wednesday, and Thursday I come back and just start on Fortnite. I might even start on what's it called? Final Fantasy VII Remake on the PS5 version of it. And on YouTube, I've got a collab video coming up pretty soon with Striking That as we took Gotham Knights and what faction fits with what knight. So we got a video in relation to that. I know Red Hood hates Gotham Knights, so I'm but yeah, feel free to follow me there. And also, I have got a giveaway going on right now on my on my Twitch page, which is for a Ultimate Game Pass. If you guys haven't entered in for it, it's for 2 months. I'm giving away a free code basically, and if you haven't had Game Pass before, enter in. Make sure just follow me, follow my Twitter, check me out on YouTube, just subscribe there, and all that good jazz. And another good episode by Red Hood, again. So, yeah, that's what I say.
All right, Bless, where can they find you at?
Bless Red, or at it's either at, I think it's at _Bless Red on Twitter. I'm hungry.
I feel that. All right, guys.
Yeah,
Overleveled Podcast. Sign off. Peace.